Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Dinkar and I welcome you all in this session. I hope everybody is doing great, feeling healthy and fine. So welcome to the Wednesday session on the Livemint News Analysis, and I hope everybody is waiting for the sections for a longer time. So again, we have come up with our Livemint News Analysis session, especially for all of you, and this is going to be a very important session because here we will be discussing some of the very important topics that has been discussed, that has been coming in the news for a while. So we are welcoming you in this session and thank you for joining the session on the proper timing, and it is very important that you join all these sessions on the proper time because it is very imperative that because these news are very important. We have already seen in the previous past year papers and various other places that the questions from the live mint, the questions from the various aspects of the live mint, whether it is economy, social, environmental, have come in the examination. So we have especially been starting this important series to all of you so that we don't leave any stone unturned for this whole activity. So once again, I welcome you all in this session. So before starting the session, if I can know like how many people are there in the session so that I can just go ahead with my session. They can just say hi, hello to me in the chat box so that I will know you are here in the session. And then after that, I can just go ahead with my session right away. Okay, so we will be just starting with our session right away. So this is RBI Grade B Livemint News Analysis for RBI Grade B Current Affairs sessions, and we are pledging for your success. This course is offering you the live video batches which you are already going through. Okay, then you are having comprehensive coverage of the syllabus because we are taking only those topics which are very important for your examination. Since I am here, I will be clearing off all your doubts. Preparation guidance I keep on providing from time to time. And since you are in Oliveboard, obviously you can expect it is an exam center study platform. Okay. So we are just today finishing off with our November 2022 session. And for the next session, we will be covering the December month 2022. Okay. So November last session we are going 2022. So whatever happened in the November month we'll be discussing today. So the first we'll be starting with the Karnataka may become the first state to have a cheap fabrication. Okay. So you know the world is going through a semiconductor revolution. Semiconductor revolution the world is going through, right? So International Semiconductor Consortium, that is called ISMC, is going to propose, have already proposed $3 billion chip fabrication plan in Mysuru, that is there in Karnataka. Okay. So this ISMS is one of the three consortia. They have been shortlisted by the center for this whole initiative. So ISCMS is only a one of them. Actually, the total cost and total wafer fabrication of the worth rupees dollar 13.6 billion have got the government support. Okay, so the proposal for the wafer fabs worth rupees 13.6 billion have been received by the government of India, and government of India will be supporting 5.6 billion dollar under that, right? So ISMC, why ISMC has been selected? But because it has a technology, it has a capability, and they are very well known for the production of the semiconductors. So this ISMC will be producing the chip along with the 40 to 65 nanometer analog chips. This is a highly specialized chips these are, and they will be especially being utilized in the defense sector and the automotive sector and other sector also, but the main focus will be on defense and automotive sector. We all know that there is a huge semiconductor crisis. We know that we have a huge semiconductor crisis that have been going throughout the world, right? Because only few countries are there, like we can say South Korea, Japan is there, then we have like our China is there. So these are the world leaders in the chip manufacturer. So because if any of them has any kind of hostile situation, then we can have a shortage of the chip in our country, right? So we have already seen during the pandemic there is a huge shortage of the chip that has happened. So that is why government is providing the chip maker incentives. Government will be providing financing. Mostly like it is a tune up to around half of the project cost government will be bearing on their own. The purpose is main. The purpose is single, that is to cut its reliance on the China, right? To cut its reliance on the China. Oh, just 1 minute, guys. Okay, yeah. So the thing is that India has a good expertise in designing the chip. The absence of semiconductor fab means it has to rely on imports because there are a lot of raw material that is required for making of the semiconductor. We have the expertise in designing the chip, but there is some kind of raw material that is utilized, so that is why we have to rely on the imports, right? So that is why local policy makers are hoping that we will be like producing the chip in our own countries, and we will be inviting the various companies throughout the world in order to invest in the chip making plant in our country. So what is this ISMC is all about? ISMC is a joint venture between an Abu Dhabi based Next Orbit venture and Israeli Tower Semiconductor. So these are the two important venture that has created the ISMC. Okay. Now recently ISMC is waiting approval as government will be providing 50% of the project because you know that PLI scheme is going on, production link incentive. The more you produce, the more incentives you will getting, right? So Karnataka is trying to invest 25%, and while the Reliance and SCL Group will be they'll be putting 15% cumulatively. So these are the places which are putting a good amount of money into the chip making because semiconductor semiconductor is the future of the world, because everything from your mobile phone to laptops to ACs to your bulbs to whatever electronic you will be utilizing in the future will be all working on the semiconductor. So that is why those who person who is having edge on the semiconductor will be ruling the world in the future. Okay, so semiconductor are the world fourth most traded product. First is oil, second is refined oil, third one is cars, and after that fourth one is semiconductors. Okay, 50% of the total electronic products are imported in our country. We have IESA, that is called Indian Electronic and Semiconductor Association. They have said that we are importing around 134 billion of the semiconductors. So that is why government has started the semicon program. You know semicon, semiconductor to enhance to make the semiconductor sector more lucrative. So that is why government is providing incentive investment of rupees 76,000 crore for the semiconductor production in our own country in the next 5 to 6 years. So this 76,000 crore is a very huge amount for the production of semiconductor. So that is why the companies wanted to invest in our country, because half of the cost like in under the PLI scheme government will be bearing it. Okay, so analog chips, semiconductor chips are utilized in all the product whatever we are showing, from like laptops, chargers to bulbs to ACs or whatever you think is all there. So that is so the purpose is that chip manufacturing is a highly capital intensive. It requires a huge amount of investment. So that is why government is providing incentive to this sector in order to promote these sectors. So that is why PLI linked schemes are being run over here. Okay, so if you are making any of the state of the art semiconductor plant, you require at least $5 billion to 20 billion of capital expenditure. Like if you are utilizing for advanced analog fab, you require up to 5 billion, and if you are utilizing advanced logic and memory fabrication, you require $20 billion of the capital expenditure, like in land, building, and equipments. All these places are there. So if you see here, IC design is there, then masking has been done, then manufacturing has been done, then assembly, and then testing. So various type of things during the manufacturing process, we utilizes chemicals and wafers, right? And during the assembly time, we utilize lead frames and substrate. So that is why we, if you see that green color, like whenever you open your laptops or mobile or anything, you will see a green cover, green plate is there, right? So that is called a fabrication. Sand is utilized, silicon, sands, we make silicon to wafer, and wafer is converted into the chip, right? So this is how the whole process work. This is how the whole process work, from the sand converted to a silicon, silicon is converted to the wafers, then wafers is converted into a chip. So this is the way how the silicon manufacturing and wafer manufacturing and then chip manufacturing normally works. Now Indian boxer Lovlina Borgohain wins the gold at Asian Boxing Championship. Okay, so she has won the boxing championship under the 75 kg category, gold in Asian Boxing Championship. Okay, she has beaten the Uzbekistan Ruzmantova Sukheva by 5-0, and have won the Asian Boxing Championship. She has already won the Olympic bronze medal, and this is the first maiden tournament in her new weight category. Earlier she was, I think, working in the 69 category, 69 kg category. Now in the new category, that is of 75 kg, she has been participating. She has won this maiden medal, the first time she has won the maiden medal in the new category. Okay, because she has changed and moved up to the from 75 kg, because her former weight class does not feature in the Paris Olympics. Because in the Paris Olympics we don't have the 69 kg one, then now she has moved into the 75 kg boxing championship. Now Punjab National Bank has launched a special 600-day FD scheme with maximum interest rate of 7.8%. So this is called as a special 600. So this will be provided especially to the 60-year-old and more older people. That is means 60-year-old, then super senior are called 80 years old, and they will be getting the interest rate of 7.85% up to the single deposit term deposit of rupees 2 crore. Okay, with this the FD will be having fixed deposit, will be also having a callable option also and non-callable option. That means you can cancel your FD and you can take out your money also, right? So PNB is already providing the regular interest rate of 7% under callable option, and they are providing 7.50 to senior citizen and 7.8 to the super senior citizen. And we have a the Atul Kumar Goyal is the Punjab National Bank MD and CEO. You just have to know, like super 600, the FD is a scheme is of which bank, you should know the Punjab National Bank. Now Moody has cut India's growth projection to 7 from 2022. Okay, earlier it was 7.7% Moody has projected, but now it has cut down to 7.0, right? Because the thing is that India is tightening their monetary policy, because RBI is increasing the interest rate. The more and more interest rate RBI is increasing, so there will be a the manufacturing sector will get hampered because of that. Okay, so there will be less demand, so there will be less production. So that is why the growth rate will be very from 7.7 it has come to 7.0. And for 2023 the projection is 4.8. Okay, and for the 2024 the projection is 6.4. Okay, so 2022 they have projected that 7%. For 2023, they have projected 4.8%, and for 2024, they have projected 6.4%. The major thing regarding why 2023 the projection is less is because of that, because the scenario that is going on the world, that is we have Russia Ukraine war is happening, right? Then we have the tight monetary policies are happening, high oil prices are there, inflation is getting out of control everywhere. There is a demand, there will be less demand throughout the world market. Global growth is getting slowed down. The growth of the global areas is getting slowed down. So because all these reasons are there, which are making the growth hampered during the 2023 season, and we are already above our threshold target. We are above 6%, and that is why RBI is increasing the interest rate in order to bring to the threshold level of between 2 to 6%. Now, Mitra. Mitra means Maharashtra Institution for Transformation. So Mitra has been especially launched. It is same like it will be working like a Niti Aayog. The way Niti Aayog is working from the whole country, so Mitra is like a decision making body. Okay, it will be like a Niti Aayog body to have a decision, that is the studied decision making body. Okay, so this Mitra body, the Mitra like Aayog will be chaired by our Chief Minister Eknath Sambaji Shindeji and Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. So it will be acting like a think tank for Maharashtra. For It will be acting like a think tank for a Maharashtra, and the purpose of this creation of this Mitra is that for the proper comprehensive analysis of the various data that are being generated in the Maharashtra state, and then utilizing those data for the benefit of the Maharashtra state. Because they have selected that by 2027 we wanted to go up to $1 trillion state economy, and by 2047 we wanted to be $3.5 trillion economy. Okay, so that is why they have developed their own think tank. They have developed their own think tank for this whole purpose. Okay, Niti Aayog was set up by the government of India in January 2015 by the Narendra Modi government, and they have replaced the Planning Commission. And now, if anybody is having any questions or anything, they can ask me right now. Anybody has any questions, they can ask me right now. And those people who are there in the session, it's my request that if they can like the session to register their presence. Please, guys, if you can just like the session so that I may know you are there in the session with me. And you can also just say hi, hello to me in the chat box so that I may know who are there with me in this session. Okay, now NASA to launch long delayed Artemis 1 mission to the moon. So first of all, you should know Artemis is a type of moon mission. It has been long delayed because there were some issues where there were a lot of issues that were coming because of the launch of this program. So ultimately, NASA is going to launch the Artemis mission 1 for the study of moon. Okay, for the study of moon. So this is going to be the uncrewed mission. Nobody will be going, only the aircraft will be going, only the rocket will be going and taking the circle around the moon and will be coming. Okay, so this is like, first of all we will be checking. After that, after the proper successful completion of this Artemis mission, we will be sending the astronaut back to the moon 5 decades, because first of all this Artemis mission has to be launched in a proper way. Once the successful mission has been done, then we can send the astronauts. So this Orion crew capsule will be launched to the moon. So there will be no touching down on the lunar surface. It is just going to be give a round of the moon, and for few days it will be standing over there and then coming back. So the main purpose why this Artemis mission is being launched is that because we wanted to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon by 2025 at the earliest. Exactly by 2025 we have to send a crew to the moon. So the long lasting human presence on the moon we wanted to build a space stations in the moon. We wanted to build the space station around the moon in order to study the surface of the moon. So this is like a Artemis mission. So we have a Orion capsule over here. There will be no crew. It is only for testing right now. It is going on. Once it has been tested successfully by 2025, again this will be utilized for sending the women to the place. Okay. So this is going to be an outward flight of 8 to 14 days. Okay. So the Earth to Moon distance is 3,86,000 kilometers, and they will be orbiting Moon for 6 to 19 days, and after the return flight of 9 to 19 days, it will be happening like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hello, meditation. Welcome to the session. Yeah. No. It happens every Wednesday. This class happens every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. Okay. Now, Amazon became the world's first public company to lose 1 trillion in the market value. 1 trillion is very huge amount of money. The main reason is that because of the rising inflation. Rising inflation, also tight monetary policy. Okay. And there was very low earning potential. The Amazon has lost $1 trillion in the market value. So both Amazon and Microsoft were losing the value neck to neck, but Amazon has crossed this $1 billion milestone. Microsoft has lose around $889 billion. Okay. So there are top tech five firms are there like Amazon, Apple, uh, Microsoft, Google, all these things are there. So totally they have lost around $4 trillion in the market value because of these seasons. Okay. Now the next news. Electoral bonds to be sold at authorized branches of the SBI. We all know that electoral bonds are the bonds which you provide to the political parties. Okay, you buy the electoral bonds and give it to the political parties, right? Only SBI is authorized to release these electoral bonds. Only SBI. Okay, so SBI is going to release electoral bonds for 29 authorized branches. So the once you buy the electoral bond, it will be valid for 15 calendar days from the date of issue. And if the date got expired, no political party can encash that electoral bond. Okay. Electoral bond scheme started in 2018. So people, anybody, normal people, business household, anybody can buy the electoral bonds. If you wanted to provide money to the political party, you can buy the electoral bond and give that electoral bond to the political parties. Okay, you can buy the electoral bond and you can provide these to the political parties, right? In order to have a transparency, in order to have transparencies in this sector. Just 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, guys. Hmm. So, government has notified the electoral bond scheme in 2018. Government has notified the electoral bond scheme in 2018. The main purpose is that anybody can purchase these electoral bonds and he should be the citizen of India. So you can buy an electoral bond either or yourself or jointly. Only those political parties, only few political parties, only those political, not few, only those political parties who are being registered under Section 29A of the Representation of the People Act, and those who have secured at least 1% of the votes that has been pooled in the last general elections, they are only going to receive these electoral bonds. Like we have BJP, we have Congress, we have TSR, we have various other political parties are there. They can be utilizing these electoral bond for their own purposes. Okay, so electoral bond are the kind of debt instrument. Okay, electoral bonds are debt instrument, and any political party can encash them. Right. So this SBI releases these bond in the denomination of 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, or 1 crore rupees. So if I am a person, I will go to SBI and I will give SBI rupees 1 crore, and SBI will give me bonds. Then I will take these bonds and deposit it with the political party. And this political party has to encash the money within 15 days. Okay, within 15 days. Right. So donor acquire electoral bond in an anonymous manner. Okay, and only SBI is allowed to issue these bond. Right. So no, so this central government specified the bond will be offered for sale for 10 days each in a month of January, April, July, and October. Right. No interest is payable, and SBI deposit these into the Prime Minister Relief Fund if the party hasn't encashed that. That means if any party has crossed this 15 days barrier, so whatever the money has been there and whatever the electoral bond that has got expired, the money will be put into the Prime Minister Relief Fund. Okay. Now, now we will be discussing about Indore plan India first retail municipal bond for solar panels. So Indore plans India first retail municipal bond for solar power plant. Indore Municipal Corporation is going to release around 2.6 billion rupees. They wanted to raise 2.6 billion rupees, or it is also called as $31.8 million via 10-year bond. Especially they will be issuing for the solar manufacturing of the solar energy using the solar plant. So this is going to be the country's maiden municipal green bond for especially to the retail investors. Okay, especially to the retail investor, this is going to be. The main purpose is that by releasing that into a retail investor, we wanted to reach out to the peoples, so that people should have the belongingness. Like this is mine. Yes, I wanted to keep my city clean. I wanted to utilize renewable energy. So that is why we wanted to reach towards the to the people. We wanted to enhance the belongingness to the people, so that is why we are releasing this retail municipal bond in the retail way. Okay, so these are the green debt cell, and the World Bank has estimated that Asia is the third largest economy, which will be needing around $840 billion in the next 15 years for various type of infrastructure project, for urban population, for urban development, and in order to enhance the green areas throughout the world. So this green bond are utilized for renewable energy, for energy efficiencies work, for clean transportation, for responsible waste management. So as you all know that Indore is a place which has won the cleanest city award for the sixth time. Okay, it has the survey that has been conducted by the government. Indore is the sixth time has got the cleanest city. So because of that, the relevance of the green bond also increases manifold under this. Okay, so they wanted to generate 60 megawatt of solar power plant. They wanted to construct near the Indore. Okay, so for that they will be utilizing something 33 billion rupees for that, and they will be saving the electricity bill of 250 million rupees a month, and automatically this is going to be a green energy project. Okay, so if we see here, if we go by the timeline, in 2007, the first ever green bond that has been issued is by the European Investment Bank. Who has issued? European Investment Bank has first time issued the green bond. Then in 2014, first certified climate bond was issued by the Bell Electric Solar UK. After that, in 2015, GB market hit $100 billion. That means by 2015, the green bond market has already been in news and has gone up to $100 billion mark. Then, first green sovereign issuance by 2016 was done by the Poland. Then, in 2017, France came into being as the largest sovereign to date. Fiji, Nigeria, and then green bond market has crossed $250 billion mark. Then in 2018, Indonesia, Belgium, Lithuania, Ireland, and then green bond market has reached $515 billion market capitalization. Then in 2019, Netherlands, Chile, and green bond market has reached 783 billion. So if you can see, every year it passes $100 billion market capital is getting increased. And by 2020, the green bond market is $1 trillion in December. So right now we are in 2023. So I think that has already crossed $1.5 trillion market till now. Now, first tourism track meeting of G20 will be held in Run of Kutch. We know that G20 various working group meetings are going on. So under that, the first tourism track meeting of the G20 will be going to be held in Run of Kutch in Gujarat. Okay, so as you all know that India has already assumed the presidencies in 2022, right? So India is planning to have 200 meetings across the Indian cities. Okay, so the first meeting will be happening of the tourism track in Run of Kutch. Okay, and the main focus area of that will be, the main priorities will be of the sustainability. Okay, and Udaipur in Rajasthan is going to host the first G20 meeting, the first meeting of the G20, and the final meeting will be happening this year. The G20 Sherpa meeting will be happening. Sherpa is like the representative of countries. Sherpa are the representatives of the countries that will be coming before all the negotiation, and the final meeting will be happening in November. And already the Udaipur, we all know that is have a cultural heritage, and we all know Udaipur in the name of cultural heritage. So that is why Udaipur is going to a best place. And Run of Kutch tourism meeting will be happening. So this is going to be a roundtable conference between the leaders, important stakeholders, participant, conservation sector, environmental sector, NGOs, and this event will be held in the partnership with the UNEP and Responsible Tourism Society of India. Now, greener cooling pathway can create 1.6 trillion investment. So we all know that as we move ahead in the years, hotness will increase, warm weather will be warm, heat waves will be there. Okay, so we wanted to provide a green cooling pathway to the world. We wanted to provide green cooling pathway to the world. For that, we at least need $1.6 trillion of investment by 2040. Okay, so there is a report by the World Bank Group that is called Climate Investment Opportunities in India Cooling Sector. That means how you can invest in India in the cooling sector and how you can generate the jobs over there. So 3.7 million jobs can be created in the cooling sector itself. We know that various type of cooling instrument are there, ACs are there, refrigerators are there, all these things are there. So how we can generate the jobs over there by utilizing the funds. Okay. Now we have to move toward more efficient energies. We have to reduce the CO2 emissions. So that is why we need some of the cooling strategy which do not utilize any kind of carbon emission products, which utilizes good amount of energy efficient goods. Okay, so we have to reduce the carbon emission. We have to make India to be a global leader and project India as a climate resilient country. Okay, so if we are utilizing these green cooling processes, we can reduce 300 million tons of carbon dioxide annually by 2040. Okay, 1 minute. And yeah, now we all know that India is experiencing hot weather season every year. This year is also projected to be ever huge heat waves that will be coming. Okay, 160 to 200 million people in our country may be exposed to the lethal heats, right? So that is why our government has launched in 2019 a Indian cooling action plan. Okay, so like how we can provide the cooling measures: indoor cooling, building cooling, chain, refrigeration, agriculture, pharmaceutical sector. Okay, so and air conditioning and passenger transport. So the purpose is that we have to reduce the demand of cooling. The purpose is that we have to reduce the demand of cooling by 25%. So we are focusing on that, is that at least we should produce the green cooling pathways, so that we should not utilize the unconventional, or no, we should not utilize the conventional way of cooling like a refrigerator and various other air condition. We wanted to utilize the greener cooling pathways. Okay, so ICAP is going to invest in three sectors: building cooling, construction, cold chain, building construction, cold chain, and refrigeration. Under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, also we are focusing on that we should utilize these climate resilient building. Private investment is needed for the cooling technologies. Okay, we have to utilize, we have to phase out the hydrochlorofluorocarbon, chlorofluorocarbon, because they hampers with the ozone depletions, right? So we have to remove the various type of HFCs and various by 2047. That is a target that we have given. Okay, so that is why we have to utilize some other greener cooling pathways, right? So what are the goals that we have taken? Cooling action pathway, we have to reduce by 20 to 25% by 2037 38. Okay, we have to reduce the demand. We have to reduce the demand of refrigeration by 20 to 35%. We have to reduce the cooling energy by 25 to 40%. And also we have to train and certify the people, 1 lakh people for services technician by 2022 and 2023. Now, yeah, Indian immunological partners with Cife to develop first fish vaccine. So why we are developing the first fish vaccine? Because there are a lot of bacterial infection. There are a lot of bacterial infection which are being coming onto the fishes. Okay, so that is why we are creating a fish vaccine, first fish vaccine. Okay, so that antimicrobial resistance, so we have to reduce the antimicrobial resistance by the fish farmer. And aquaculture, we all know that plays a very very important role in the economy. And we are going to because since the world population is going to extend by 9.8 billion, so that is why we have to increase the production of the fish. India is the third largest fish producer in the world. Okay, and based on the employment, we are employing around 28 million peoples in our country. and export is coming out to be 7.67 billion in 21-22. Okay, so that is why we are focusing on like creation of the uh, uh, vaccine to protect the fish against the common bacterial diseases. Okay, Cife stands for Central Institute of Fishery Education. It is a ICR institution. They have developed the two inactivated bacterial vaccine, like for columnaris disease and uh, Edward Seleucus disease. These are the two very important and common diseases which lead to the high mortality of the fishes. Okay, so these diseases are very common and very ubiquitous, finds everywhere. So that is why we are developing the first fish vaccine. Okay, yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, Assam Gamcha has got the geographical indication tag. If you can see on my photo here, a gamcha is like you can put it on your neck like that, and which is utilized for cleaning of the sweat and various other things. Sometimes it is utilized for just keeping like a showcase also. uh, so gamcha, Assamese gamcha has got the geographical indication tag. Normally the geographical indication tag is primarily given to the agriculture products, natural products, manufactured products, or handicraft products, or industrial goods. Okay, so GI tag once registered, so nobody can utilize the name of Assam Gamcha anywhere except the place from where it is coming. Okay, so they are all being given under the Geographical Indication Goods Registration and Protection Act of 1999. Okay, if you see here, this is how the certificate is given. This is how a certificate is given. So here they have written Gamsa of Assam. Gamsa of Assam, and they have also take a pic of that, right? So GI is especially given to agriculture, natural manufactured products, right? Under the Geographical Indication Goods and Registration Protection Act. Gamcha is a hand woven rectangular cotton piece of cloth. Rectangular. Normally, you can offer this to the old people or as a cultural mix, traditionally offered to the elder people or to give to the respect to the people. So, whenever you go to any ceremony, people put gamcha on your head, right? So, social religious ceremony or to honor the people, okay, all these gamcha is utilized. So, now Assamese gamcha has got the GI tag also, right? So, gamcha literally means a towel. It is like a towel. Sometimes it is made of expensive material called part silk also. This is utilized in exchange during the Bihu festival of Assam. Like a scarf, you can utilize as a scarf which is only found in Assam and utilized for decorating purposes. Now, yeah, very important. PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority, has issued a new NPS Prosperity Planner. So NPS Prosperity Planner is a type of a calculator which you can utilize, which all of you can utilize in order to find like what investment you should do now in order to get a regular income in the future. So based on that calculator, you put different amount and it will calculate like what is going to be the future annuity payment that you will be getting, right? So this is like a annuity planner. So this initiative was launched in Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. It's like a new calculator, especially for finding out like what retirement income you can have. So based on like how much investment, like if I invest 10,000 every month today, so what I will get after 40 years. So this is you, if you just put you in a calculator, so it will give you a proper analysis. Okay. So this will provide tool for higher retirement income based on accelerated contribution plan, because you will be able to calculate like कितना ज़्यादा मैं करूँ तो कितना अच्छा मुझे मिलेगा, ऐसे आप उसको कर सकते हैं, इन्फ्लेशन डाल के पैसे डाल के सब जाके आप चेक कर सकते हो, उसमें आप कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग भी डाल के सब चीज़ें चेक कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो दिस इज लाइक अ फ्यूचरिस्टिक टूल It will helping in the contribution in the proper future analysis of the income and income generation. Okay, so it is PFRDA is utilizing the NPS system, is running the NPS system, and it is a voluntary, normally given to the old age people, right, for the pension purposes, right? So this pension fund is being managed by the NPS, and only the very small charging fees is 0.0009% is the charging fees. Okay, so this you should all know. And guys, very important for you, the session is over. We are running the shubharam sale. We are running a shubharam sale that is ending on 17th of March. That is ending on 17th of March. You can utilize the code shubh. You can utilize the code shubh, and directly you will be getting the 40% off on learn pack, complete plan, mentorship plan, and combo plans. So this is the code shubh code. You can utilize and save 40% on the all the learn pack for SEBI, RBI, SEBI, Nabard, and IFSCA examination. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining the session. It's a great evening with all of you. I'll be joining tomorrow again at 9 a.m. In 9 a.m. we'll be doing our PIB session. So I'll be seeing you there. So bye bye, take care, and good night.